can be free. I take the weight on my shoulders. I feel the sky come down on me. And I can't hold it much longer. Gonna let go so I can be free. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Let's run it. FT Live. It's Braun. It's Frazier. It's Pierzynski. It's Kratz. And Godfather. The hot stove's starting to simmer a little. It's starting to cook.
Listen, I don't cook well. I don't make good food. I know a couple of things I can make, but I'm learning now. And guess what? Everybody's eating now. So let's get it rolling, man. I love that.
Kratz, you were looking for a second like, wait, is he about to go down the chef route or we talking trades and signings?
I didn't know if Todd knew. Shohei Ohtani signed, Todd. Go, gang.
Hey, gang.
Hey, Godfather was with us minutes after Shohei
was there.
signed. We got the instant reaction on the 700, which is, come down a little bit, but that was yesterday. Nope. Sorry, AJ.
700.
That's it, right? You told me you
no,
were
700.
I just wanted to know when we were going to stop talking about it. Apparently today's not the day.
Saturday.
That's it. Yeah, Saturday and Sunday. Most weeks, Saturday and Sunday when we're not live. So, well, let's actually get right into it then with a little charge them out action on other topics. But this one's only one step removed from the Ohtani topic because it's his team. And his team saved up some short-term cash so that they can do things like have conversations with the Tampa Bay Rays about the big man Tyler Glasnow, who's due to make $25 million this year. But when he's healthy, he pitches like a 1. So let's show the tweet from our guy, Mr. Rosenthal, who is going to join us in about 15 minutes for more context on this. The Dodgers are discussing a trade in which they would get Glasnow and Manny Margot from the Rays for Ryan Pepio and Johnny DeLuca. Deal not complete, changes possible, financial exchange likely. And he sorts some other people that were on the story as well. So, Todd Father, the rich might get richer. The Dodgers need pitching desperately. They are aware of that. And I think even if they do land Glasnow, they're still going to do more. But Tyler Glasnow can be a 1 for them this coming season.
No, but I mean, here you go. Here's the trophy now. Might as well just hand it to him. I mean, this
Stop.
is just. Oh, I'm giving it. I mean, listen, if that happens,
No.
They are the front runner to win the championship, man. This team is just the smartest team in all professional sports. I've come to notice what they're doing and how they went through with this and how they got Shohei and his agents to do all this for the better of the team. Wow. Well, congratulations. That's a world championship. They get Glasnow and he's 100% healthy. I mean, nobody's 100%, but if he's healthy and ready to go and he finds his ways a little bit again, this is the team to beat. And man, they are on top of the mountain if that's the case. Good for the Dodgers brass. Those guys are figuring out ways to win and get the best people over there. It's going to be a changing of the guard of how these teams are going to go about signing guys now. Because guess what? Deferred payment, it's great. When you're done playing, you're still going to get paid. You talk to Bobby Bonilla and everybody else. So good for them if they get this through. I mean, and Margot is a good piece of lumber too. I mean, he's going to come in, get his doubles, get his singles. He's been doing it for a long time. He's a good player.
He's a good defender too.
Yeah.
AJ, I will say the point that Todd is making is actually being echoed by many fans. Many fans are like, this is BS. The Dodgers are becoming a super team. And I'm like, do you check out baseball? It doesn't get set up the same way as the NBA or even the NFL with quarterbacks.
Listen, Glasnow and who, though? Pepio, Miller. Pepio's gone. Miller. Gonsolin, who can't stay healthy. Walker Buehler hasn't pitched in like 6 years. I know it hasn't been that long, but it feels like he hasn't pitched in forever. Arias is gone. Is Kershaw coming back? I mean, they not only need Glasnow, they probably need to get Yamamoto and maybe another starter.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, I mean, yeah, the lineup is pretty sick, but the starting pitching and listen, their lineup scored more runs than they ever scored before last year. And the Arizona Diamondbacks went in there and said, whoo, 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 sweep your ass, see you later, Dodgers. So you just never know in baseball. It's a crazy game. And everyone thought the Braves were a super team. Whoop, bye-bye, right? The Phillies, they're a super team. Whoop, bye-bye, Arizona. Beat them and the Dodgers. So, listen, I like what the Dodgers are doing because they're trying to win. And if I was a player and I could get to the Dodgers, yes, your chances of winning are greatly increased. But at the end of the day, man, you never know in baseball. It's not like basketball where you you can put 3 or 4 guys together and dominate a game. It's just so hard in baseball because all it takes is 1 or 2 pitchers to get hot. Merrill Kelly and what's his name, Zach Gallen, and boom, all of a sudden the Diamondbacks are in the World Series. So it's a different game. I love what the Dodgers are doing. They're doing it right, and I love that people want to go there. But until they win it, I got to see it.
Yeah, no doubt. And you get Glasnow on a 1-year deal. No such thing as a bad 1-year deal. I do like a Margot pickup, a Rosarena pickup, all that stuff. But what AJ said is spot on about their pitching. Essentially, you need about 900 innings from your starters. And Glasnow has never given you more innings than he just gave you. And that was 120 innings. Coming into a shortened year, we talked to him on the show here. He talked about how, he was kind of dealing with injury since 2019. So he was kind of masking it, kind of, rehabbing it, kind of fighting through it. Now he feels healthy. If there's an organization that can really turn him around health-wise, stuff-wise, I mean, I don't know really much. I don't know where Glasnow can go stuff-wise. It's really about being on the field. If you get him and you say, okay, this team is getting the trophy, it's all theirs right now, then you need to see 170-plus innings out of Glasnow at the floor. At the floor, 170-plus, because you still have young guys. Everybody talks about Bobby Miller, talks about what, his mindset, his ability to, be in the moment, compete and all that stuff. Great. Let's say both of those guys go 170 plus. Neither one has made over 20 starts in the big leagues in the last 6 years. This is where you need to find somebody that will solidify the rotation. It doesn't have to be a 1, doesn't have to be a 2, doesn't have to be Yamamoto. It has to be somebody that's going to give you 32 starts. Or else, in August, we're going to get to the other thing that AJ said. This team in, Diamondbacks beat them. Phillies in, Diamondbacks beat them. You have to be able to make your team as healthy as possible from 1 to 26 when you get into the playoffs.
What is Glasnow in terms of a rotation for the postseason? And I agree. I mean, he hasn't.
I mean, he's a 1.
He's
He's a 1 or a 2 for sure.
I'm not saying this to dispute
but he's got to be
anything.
He's got to be healthy. He's got to be healthy, and that's the thing. I mean, listen, he pitched great last year in the postseason, and the Rangers said, "See ya, Glasnow," because Montgomery outpitched him. When you're getting into the postseason, you get a 1 versus a 1, and you're going to take Glasnow over, Max Fried's healthy, or Strider, or Nola Wheeler, or Gallen, Merrill Kelly. I mean,
his stuff is at the same level as all of those guys. I feel just as good about him if he's healthy, like you guys said. I feel just
one
as good
difference
about
is
him,
you can run on Glasnow, you can run on him, which is a big deal now in the postseason because he is slow to the plate. And let's not forget the year, 17, 19? What year was it? 17 maybe? When he faced the Astros in Game 5 and he was giving all his pitches away, right? And the Astros hammered him in the first inning. He made some adjustments. But listen, you can get to – listen, he's a great pitcher. Don't get me wrong. But again, like Kratz said, he doesn't pitch enough. He doesn't get you 150 innings. He doesn't get you 200 innings for sure. So until you see that, you can't put him in the 1 category.
He's a 1 in the playoffs. I think your question was, where is he pitching in the playoffs? Yes. He's going to be your game 1 easily. Easily he slots in as your 1 or 2 in the playoffs. But you have to get your whole team. I guess I didn't complete that sentence when I said starting pitcher's health makes the bullpen healthier going into the postseason. This team is on pace. They're going to be built to win 100 games. Glasnow starting your game 1 is awesome. But you need someone or some 2 else, especially if you think about bringing Yamamoto in and he only makes 29 starts. He only throws 165 innings. Unbelievable 1-2. Absolutely. But how do you keep Joe Kelly healthy in the bullpen? How do you keep now I'm blanking on what's his name in the bullpen for the Dodgers there.
Evan Phillips.
Phillips, thank you. How do you keep How do you keep
Gratterall.
Trinan? Is Trinan still there? You know, he's dealt with
Gratterall, they're
injuries.
fine though. I don't know. You guys
Yeah.
are going too hard here. Like this is
No,
a
here's
number
my
one
thing. No,
starter that they
listen.
might acquire for their
Listen.
rotation.
Listen, though.
Yeah,
Listen, though.
I
It doesn't
agree.
matter because the starters for the Dodgers go like 4 innings in the postseason. And Dave Roberts is told to yank them out. So it doesn't matter. You could have Kershaw. You could have Sandy Koufax. You could have Don Drysdale. You could have Oral Hershiser. You could have keep naming Dodger greats, Fernando Valenzuela. And guess what? They're going to go 4 to 5 innings, and Dave Roberts can't wait to get them out of the game. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. The problem is you need them ready for the postseason, like Kratz said. But in the playoff history, the last few years of the Dodgers, their starters don't go deep anyway, so it doesn't matter who you have.
I think the Dodgers have a game plan issue in the playoffs, and they're starting to become aware of that. So we'll see if that gets tweaked at all. But I just still think this is a massive, massive pickup. Like if he was a free agent, he'd be making a ton of money. So they get him for 1 year.
Is 25 not a lot of money?
Yeah, but for 1 year, no such thing as a bad 1 year deal. I heard that from Ken Rosenthal's Fair Territory, and we got to get to Ken. So let's cue up the poll question for a sec. Just looking for the best team right now in everyone's mind in the National League. Who do you think it is? We got plenty of options at watchstadium.com/foul territory. The Dodgers are an option. The Braves are an option. The Padres are an option. The Phillies are an option. The Mets sneak on the list as an option. Vote now. We'll go over results later. FT Senior Insider Ken Rosenthal up next.
Well, you know that as well as I do, right? I would just quantify everything by saying that Counts is his contract's got a couple more zeros than mine had, but awesome for him, dude. Like that's such a cool thing. And I saw him. He was in Cincinnati watching his son, his youngest son, play. He plays at the University of Michigan. They were playing a fall game against University of Kentucky. So I went out and watched, and he happened to be there. We talked for 2 or 3 hours, and you know, he was talking about all of this then. He made no mention of the Cubs, which, you know, maybe there wasn't anything there at the time. But, you know, I look at it, I think he was right. And, you know, he was talking about the same things that he talked about in his interviews after they hired him. And he did. He tried to help, you know, coaches in the future make more money, which, you know, the players are doing a great job of that. You know, hopefully the coaches can start to kind of push in that direction too. And so, you know, by Counts doing that, you know, certainly for coaches, it's got to help. But, you know, I'm happy for him. I think he's a great manager. I think he's a great guy. I think he's easy to play for. He's definitely easy to work for. And, you know, like he's definitely kind of breaking the mold in terms of like maybe what we're going to see here in the very near future.
And now back to foul territory.
Back on FT Live on Stadium, Braun, Kratz, Todd Father, AJ. We'll get Ken Rosenthal soon to chime in. We'll also get to the Lee signing, which I want to take some time on, and Seth Lugo signing. So we've got moves starting to be made. Obviously, some have said that Yamamoto is holding up maybe the top end pitching market, but I don't think he's holding up everything at this point. I think it's like Kratz said, it's a slow burn through the offseason. And Kratz, I like it. You're right, because we get to kind of draw everything up, speculate, spend time on each free agent, almost playing out perfectly right now from a coverage perspective, especially from a group that was not at the winter meetings. So respectfully, we don't care that much. We weren't there this year.
Whoa. You're the guy that wanted a 48-hour trade bullshit,
No.
blah, blah. And I told you it was dumb. Now
You don't listen. Now
I like it.
Trade deadline. But let's get to the Tyler Glasnow rumors first. Ken Rosenthal is with us right now. So, Ken, you've got the whole crew today fired up. What do you have for us on Tyler Glasnow? And what, if it happens, do you think it does to the Dodgers rotation?
What I have is just what we reported this morning, which is that Glasnow and Margot could go to the Dodgers. There are discussions about this right now for Ryan Pepio and Johnny DeLuca. What it would do for the Dodgers, Scott, is obviously give them a starter. But at the same time, Pepio was slated to be in the rotation, or is slated to be in the rotation. So they still are going to need more. And again, this deal is not done yet. It is not finalized. I'm not sure it's even in the medical review stage yet. There's some money that's going to have to go back to the Tampa Bay Rays. Wait, I'm screwing this up here. There will be some money in the deal covering the salaries, perhaps to some extent, of Glasnow and Margot, because there's a lot of money that will be going back to the Dodgers. It sounds odd. I know that Tampa Bay might cover some of the Dodgers' money issues here, but it could be that that's the case because they're getting quality in return if that is the deal, Pepio and DeLuca. So we have to see if this will all play out, if the names will remain the same, how much money might be involved in the deal. But this is a discussion that's taking place, and we'll see how it ultimately pans out.
Now, Ken, where does this put the Dodgers rotation? I know Glasnow will probably be a number 1 or number 2 for them. They got guys that are injured that are coming back on the way. I don't know exactly what their timetable is. For me, I feel like this would be a monster pickup for them, put them basically in the running to be one of the top teams to win it all next year. Would you agree?
I would agree, but they will still need to do more with the rotation. They've got Walker Buehler. They've got others as well, Bobby Miller. But Dustin May's out. Tony Gonsolin's out. Julio Urias is a free agent, not coming back because of the situation he's in. Kershaw conceivably could come back, but he is a free agent, and I've written about the Texas Rangers' interest in him. So they still need starters. They've got Emmett Sheehan, they've got Gavin Stone, some younger guys, but at the same time, this is a group that I am quite certain, even if the Dodgers get Glasnow, that the team will ultimately try to fortify it even more.
So who exactly? Because when you get traded to the Rays, people are like, or when the Rays call and say, hey, we would love your pitcher, and you're, as a team, you're like, I'm going to hold him back here. But when you get traded to the Dodgers, they're like, oh, wait. They're really big in picking up value. What position does this put the Rays in? Does this put the Rays in a position of, hey, we're going to build up with Pepio and this is just what we do because we don't have enough money? Or is this a position that they're improving because Pepio could be a guy that could make 32 starts?
It could be that, Eric. Certainly, though, what is driving this is money. Their payroll, if I'm not mistaken, is up around $120 million. It's never been above $85 million. So they're in a spot here where they just feel they're not comfortable with the money that they will be paying out to players. So what they do is what they always do. They try to trade the expensive guys for younger guys with greater club control, and that is how the Rays roll. They've done a great job of it over the years. If you remember, I don't know, I can go talk about many pitchers they've traded. Chris Archer, Matt Garza. Glasnow is a little bit different situation. 1 year of club control remaining at $25 million. But this is a Rays kind of trade. So to me, it's just the Rays operating as business as usual.
So are the Rays going to have enough? Because the Rays, got off to the hot start last year, kind of faltered, obviously, at the end, got beat by the Rangers in the postseason. Pepio, okay, I don't know anything about the prospect. Pepio showed some flashes last year. Obviously, the Dodgers like him. If you're the Rays, gosh, I almost want to think, I know the money is the issue always with Tampa Bay, but wouldn't you like to see, hey, if we get off to a great start with Glasnow, we keep him, and if we don't, then let's trade him at the deadline. I guess there's more of an incentive to trade him now because the Dodgers would get a full year of him. And then my other thing is from the player side of it, if this trade doesn't go through, it sucks for those guys that you named and other people have named in this trade for being traded. How do you combat that as an organization if, I don't know, something falls through and then you go to Tyler Glasnow and you say, oh, no, buddy, we're just kidding. We really, really like you.
First of all, the problem with holding Glasnow, AJ, is that he gets hurt a lot. And if you hold him and he gets hurt and you're waiting till the deadline and he's on the IL, you get nothing. So this is the time to trade him. When he is healthy, when you have a full year of control that you are willing to offer, that is why they will do this. Now, as for the players involved, I understand what you're saying, AJ, and teams are always reluctant to have reports out there about players in trade talks because of exactly that. That what if it falls apart? Their names are out there. In the case of Tyler Glasnow and Manuel Margot, their names have been out there. They won't be shocked to see that they're part of a trade discussion. With the younger players, yes, it's a little bit different, but AJ, my feeling is this is Major League Baseball, and these are players people know about. Pepio and DeLuca, Dodger fans certainly know about them, and part of the business of this game is trade talk, and sometimes things like this happen where names get out there, but at the same time, I don't feel squeamish about this kind of thing at all because these guys are big boys. I think they're comfortable with it. They understand that it's part of the game. It's not great. I get it for them, but to me, they have grown up understanding what media is. They're not new to this.
In a time when we're talking about sources, incredible sources, do you ever feel like teams offer you or offer reporters sources to, or a source, a quote, trade to kind of throw it out there that, hey, you know what? This team could want this. We'll show that this team, that the Dodgers will give us this for Glasnow. Do you ever feel like you get played sometimes, or is that not a thing because you've vetted your sources and you've been in the game for a long time?
That happened to me once, Eric. I've talked about it quite a bit. And it was the Max Scherzer trade that I reported as close to the Padres a couple of years back at the deadline. Ultimately, it went to the Dodgers. It took me almost 2 years to figure this out, but one of the sources played me, and I misinterpreted what the other source said, or I kind of took his response and considered it more of a confirmation when it might not have, or wasn't that. So does it happen frequently? No, it does not happen frequently. What is much more frequent, what is an everyday thing, is guys like me trying to get information and getting shut down. That is the common 99% of the time situation. So is it possible reporters get played? Yes, I know there was a lot of talk about that last week with what happened with the Toronto situation. I don't believe that was the case. I don't believe those reporters were played because I know that I was talking to similar people at the same time and not getting the same answers. So it's a complicated thing, but at the same time, this idea of manipulation and leaks and getting news and all of this, people in baseball like to talk about that. People who are fans like to talk about that. I'm here to tell you, it doesn't happen nearly as much as people think. Sometimes with agents, yes, that's more common, but it's pretty rare when people just offer you things. That's not happening that often.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ken, how often are you on Flight Tracker? Like some of your colleagues were, and following flights around the country to try to dissect who's going where. And do you watch Shark Tank?
I don't watch Shark Tank. And actually, AJ, when that was going on with Flight Tracker, I thought to myself, and I mentioned to a couple of colleagues, I need to figure out how to do that. Because that is actually a valuable tool. It actually is a valuable tool if you can figure out where guys are going. Now, after I reported prior to that there was a meeting between the Blue Jays and Ohtani at the spring training complex in Dunedin, people kind of reverse flight track that and found the flight. So I was thinking, wow, that's pretty effective. Now, it's not always going to be accurate, as we saw, but that would be a nice tool to have in my tool chest.
That's cool. I like that. All right, we got some people behind the scenes that can give you a quick tutorial, so we'll let them know. In the meantime, hey, you want a flight tracker? What's up with Yamamoto now? It sounds like he's doing most of his business out in LA, which then people start to speculate. Well, that's where he wants to be, and he's just bringing other teams in to maybe help, drive up the price. I didn't think the Dodgers would be involved here until we saw the deferrals for Ohtani. But where are we at? What do you think is going to happen for a guy that's being chased by basically every big money team?
I have no idea, Scott. And I wrote about this today, kind of went through the 5 chief contenders the way I see them, what's been reported out there. I can see him going to the Dodgers. I can see him going to the Yankees. I can see him going to the Mets, Giants, and Red Sox. Perhaps less, but the Giants are in there as they've been in there for top free agents the last 2 off seasons. Ultimately, in my opinion, this comes down to what it came down to with Shohei Ohtani, his personal preference. If he has a place he wants to go, let's say it's the Yankees, the money's going to be there. They'll figure it out. So he's having these meetings with various teams. He's going to get a feel of the different organizations. Perhaps he has, going into these meetings, an idea of where he wants to be. Could be he wants to be in LA with Ohtani. Could be he wants to be with the Yankees, and could be that Steve Cohen is going to outbid everyone, and that will be that. But ultimately, in my opinion, he decides, and then the money comes.
And I know you just started on this, but you don't have any inkling about how much he's looking for at all?
I don't know how much he's looking for, Todd, but what's interesting about this process is that at the start, it sounded like, or it was speculated, that $200 million would be about where he landed, plus the posting fee. Now, because of this intense interest, because he's 25 years old and likely will get a 10-year deal or something really long, it seems like $300 million is certainly not out of the question. And as I wrote this morning, if it's $300 million, the posting fee is almost $50 million. So that's a $350 million investment. That sounds crazy for a guy who's never pitched over here, but because of his age, because of his accomplishments, 3 straight Japanese versions of the Cy Young, 3 straight MVPs in the Pacific League, teams are looking at him. And as Eno Saris wrote in The Athletic today, or yesterday, teams love his pitch repertoire and the quality of his pitches. So it's all there for this guy, and the age is what really drives it more than anything.
You said about the Red Sox most likely being out on Yamamoto.
I didn't say that. I thought I said, Eric, they're more
less
on the
of a
periphery,
chance.
it seems to me. I don't know. Yes.
Yeah, less of a chance. Well, there's definitely
appeared
less
that
of a
way,
chance
but I don't know.
that they're not getting Seth Lugo because he signed with the Royals. How do the Padres of the Manny Machado, the Xander Bogaerts, the in on Aaron Judge Padres, and the Red Sox of John Henry's land of money Red Sox lose out to the Royals for a Seth Lugo?
Obviously, they got outbid, Eric. And Lugo is, I believe, 34 years old, and he is in a position or part of his career, a stage of his career, where he needs the biggest contract possible. This might be the last good one he really signs. So, without knowing for sure, I would imagine that the Red Sox did not value him at 3 years, 45, or below that to some degree. And he ultimately said, you know what? I'll go with the Royals. I'll take the best deal. Now, you ask how the Padres cannot be that active, or at least trading players like Juan Soto right now. They're in a different position. We've talked about this. They're not as financially solid as they were. Not that they're going out of business or anything like that, but they want to bring their payroll down. They, in some ways, have to bring their payroll down. And the guy who was really driving their spending, Peter Seidler, their owner, just passed away. So that explains their position. The Red Sox position is more difficult to explain. And they let go of Chaim Bloom, hired Craig Breslow. The move, obviously, was because they felt Chaim Bloom was not well-equipped, not the guy to take them to the next level. The next level is going to involve spending money. And I imagine they're going to do that this offseason, and it's still relatively early, and plenty of good players are still available. But their fans want to see it already. And with the Giants yesterday and the signing of Lee, that, to some degree, ended a period of frustration for them with striking out on free agents. I don't know that Jung Hoo Lee is going to be a star in the majors, but we'll see. The Red Sox kind of are facing the same thing with their fan base, and it's not unlike the Yankees with their fan base before Soto. These fans in these different cities want to see action, want to see money spent because they know their teams have resources. Well, we'll see how it all plays out.
Can the Royals sign Lugo? They have a stadium vote coming up. Is it coincidence that they signed Lugo, they signed Will Smith, who's won 3 World Series in a row on 3 different teams, so the Royals are clearly the World Series favorite right now, and then they're trying to sign Bobby Witt. So are they doing this not only to appease fans, but also to maybe put a little pressure on the local government there to pass that new stadium and show they're willing to spend if they get the right resources?
AJ, my guess is it's probably a little bit of both. They have not been good for several years. They want to be better. They're trying to improve. That's the baseball end of it. But the part you spoke about, trying to show the city and the local government that you're serious about winning with a stadium project kind of in the works, yes, I'm sure that is part of the logic as well. And we will see that to a greater extent in their talks about an extension with Bobby Witt Jr. They want to get that done. They've talked about that, and Witt Jr. would be kind of the centerpiece of this campaign. Hey, we're here, we're the Royals, we've got Bobby Witt Jr., let's go with the new ballpark and see what we can do. It all plays into it, right? But at the same time, they need to get better. They need veteran starting pitchers, for goodness sake. They need relievers who are veterans like Will Smith as well. So I don't know that these moves would not have happened without the stadium thing hanging over them, but the stadium part of it certainly is an added motivation.
Ken, let's conclude with San Francisco. So they did sign Lee, and we're going to get into that on our show coming up and break down the player and all of that. But we also got the news from Farhan Zaidi himself running the front office that they basically said yes to the same offer that the Dodgers threw Shohei Ohtani's way. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that. And, my big thing, opinion-wise, that I'll get to more later is, if I'm San Francisco, you should have an idea that the Dodgers are probably the front runner for many other reasons, competitiveness, where they are, all of that. I would have been on the phone and said, oh, that's the offer you're getting from the Dodgers? Let's add like 35% to that contract. How about that?
Well, it seems like from what Farhan Zaidi said yesterday, he wanted to be a Dodger. He was going to be a Dodger pretty much no matter what. So they could have done that, Scott, certainly. They could have gone to 735, 750, whatever the number might have been. It gets a little silly, obviously. People could say it's a little silly at 700, but with the deferrals, it's much more realistic. The Giants' problem, from everything we've heard and from everything Buster Posey told Andy Baggerly of The Athletic last night, they've got a geography problem, or a city problem, I guess I would say. Players, for whatever reason, have a negative perception of San Francisco right now. Not all players, of course. Jung Hoo Lee didn't have one. But they're running into this. Posey said that. And clearly the city has changed since the pandemic. There is not as much in-office work downtown, and it's kind of made the city a little emptier than it was, perhaps. And people talk about crime and all these things. I don't have statistics. I don't know for sure what's going on there. But that perception exists, as Posey said, fairly or unfairly. And they're battling that right now. They're also battling a team like the Dodgers who, yes, have been more successful. So there's a lot going on. And the teams in California always have the state tax issue as well. California's state tax is among the highest in the country. So when you're a free agent and you're looking maybe at the Giants against, I don't know, pick a team. If you've got reservations and if you're worried about the state tax and the team pursuing you is in a non-state tax state like Texas or Florida, these things come into it. A lot of factors come into a player's mind in free agency. And right now, the Giants are trying to battle that perception because San Francisco remains a great city in so many ways. And Posey talked about that. He talked about having to convince people that this is a great place again. And it's stunning to me that people perceive San Francisco this way, but at the same time, there are reasons for it. And that's part of what has been a problem for the Giants in recent years. At least it seems that way.
Yeah, it's good stuff, Ken, and it needs to be talked about because people will start wondering what's going on. I mean, these are human beings that can make decisions on where they go, and if the money's close, they're going to go elsewhere right now in many cases that we're seeing. So, Ken, appreciate it. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you maybe later this week.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Ken Rosenthal with us on FT Live. We'll talk about that Jung Hoo Lee signing for San Francisco next.
Is there something about his motion? Like he's got a really, when I say a quick arm, his he has that like pause, go, and then boop, it pops out. Do you think that's going to translate in big league baseball to something that we've seen before? Or is it going to be something that it's going to take a long time for guys to make adjustments to this guy?
I mean, I don't think it'll take a long time because MLB hitters are the best hitters in the world and they make adjustments, on the fly. And we have been accustomed to seeing more Japanese pitchers and Asian pitchers over the last couple of years. But he changed his windup. This was not his windup. He's quick pitching. He's doing that as his main in his rotation or delivery. And, again, he's 95, 97, and that split is 91 miles an hour. And it is a hard split. It's one of those like Roger Clemens splits that, you think you can hit it, but you're not on it. And, it's just a matter of navigating yourself through the lineup. And again, he has guys with Yu Darvish, with Ohtani, with Tanaka, with you got it was Kuroda. He has guys in his and Senga, who's the newest one. Guys in his corner he can take information off of and how to approach the American style. You've seen Senga struggled earlier in the season with he got strikeouts, but he was walking guys because American guys they make you work. They're not like the velocity doesn't get to us over in America. So I just think that he has the right people in his corner to talk to and get information. So I don't think he's going to come in just like novice, but I think hitters are also going to come in and be like, okay, I have an understanding of his delivery and how the ball comes out of his arm. And, although he's short, his arm is really whippy. It's got that four-seam ride. But again, American hitters, I just think are just fantastic. So I think the adjustment's always going to be made, but I think his stuff is going to be elite.
And now back to Foul Territory.
How we doing? We're back on Stadium. It's FT Live. Okay, so we had a $100+ million signing last night. So let's get to it. And obviously some people are unaware. Was that a yawn?
Boring. 100 million. Shohei's like, that's Thursday for me.
Hey, it's a quarter-ish of the way to what his net present value is. But Jung Hoo Lee signs for 6 years, $113 million. He's coming out of the Korean baseball organization, and he was the MVP of the league in 2022. Had a bit of a power surge there because that's been one knock against him in 2022. In 2023, he did hurt his ankle. He fractured it, so he only played in 86 games. Also important to note, as you can see there's an opt-out after year 4 with San Francisco in case this dude becomes a bona fide superstar because he's 25 years old right now. So the Giants finally do make a big money move here. And as of now, I don't think it's official yet. We got to pass a physical, which was an issue last year with them and Carlos Correa. But at least for now, how do we feel about the San Francisco Giants heading into 2023? Because Kratz, I'll give you a little dose of my thoughts. Obviously, we don't know a ton about this player. Contact-oriented, some of the people I respect, like Eno Saris, the comp he used was Brendan Donovan. Mike Petriello using comps as he could either be in that ballpark, someone like an Andrew Benintendi, or the upside is more like Luis Ariz, my dude, with that kind of ability in center field. Giants had bad center field last year with Yastrzemski. He'll move to a corner, and their outfield in general wasn't good. So I like it. It's a good stepping stone, but I'm like, damn, I still think the Giants are pretty far back in the division compared to the Dodgers, obviously, and even the D-backs and maybe even the Padres.
They're going to get their victories because of their opener stuff and, the fact that it's tough to score runs in San Francisco. I like this signing. Clearly, I agree with you, Scott. They need more based on what Farhan said. They were in on the Ohtani stuff. They missed out again. So they got Hoo Lee right now. And I think, upside, you have supposedly a Gold Glove center fielder. Anytime the Giants are going to have to put a foot specialist on somebody that has an ankle injury, you will question it from now on. For as long as we will remember it, you will question that. So will the physical go through? Who knows? Hopefully the ankle injury doesn't affect his range in center field, because if he can play Gold Glove center field and you could possibly get almost the same value, close to the same value as the Padres got from Ha-Seong Kim. Yeah. Very, very similar exit velocity, launch angle, that kind of stuff from the KBO when Kim came over to where Jung Hoo Lee is. So if that's, to me, that's his ceiling, is Ha-Seong Kim playing a premier position. Kim plays some short, a lot of second, but a lot of good defense. To me, that is a great signing.
And I like it. You got Yastrzemski, you got my boy Conforto there that could play both corners, and he's in the center fielder. I think that's going to be a very good outfield. Looking up some of the things, the nicknames of his father was grandson of the win, and his grandpa was son of the wind. So that correlates to speed, I would assume. So these guys got to be fast. I love the nicknames that they give to, Korean baseball players. I think that's so cool. But yes, looking for some good outfield play here. He's going to hit well. The power, I don't necessarily know, but in San Francisco, you gotta hit the ball to get it out. So I do like the signing for them. They're doing stuff, and this is hopefully the first of many for them.
Well, a couple things on this. One, it seems like a reactionary signing after they lost out on Ohtani. We talked about it for a long time, but the Red Sox and Yankees used to do this all the time, bouncing back and forth. And the Giants fans have been clamoring for them to do something. Well, is this it? They got to do more. If they're going to compete with the other teams in this division, the Giants have to do more. I'm sorry. And then Derek, our cracked research guy, said that Lee hit under 200 on fastballs over 93 miles an hour last year in Korea. Well, guess what he's going to see every single at-bat and every single night when he comes over to Major League Baseball? 95 plus. So he better figure out how to hit that, and he better figure out how to hit him for power. Because a lot of times, and I think Kratz would probably agree with me more on this, having faced the Asian guys when they come over, they see so many breaking balls over in Japan or Korea or wherever they play, that when they come over here, the first thing that they have to adjust to is how hard and how many fastballs they'll see, especially up here. Because they all have that swing kind of tailored down to lift the ball and put contact on the ball down, because they see so many splits, so many curveballs, so many sliders going down. So they kind of have that swing that's tailored to the ball down. So it's going to be interesting to see, can he handle the fastball, especially high velocity up? But to me, this just seems like a reactionary signing by Zaidi, and I know he won't admit it, but Farhan's like, look, the Dodgers signed Ohtani. We tried to get him, we missed. Let's go get Lee. Maybe we'll get Yamamoto. I don't know. But they definitely need more if they're going to compete in the division.
The strike zone in Korea, Japan, is a very north-south strike zone because of the fastball curveball split, because a lot of guys don't run it up that hard consistently. Like in the big leagues, you're getting out of 7 guys in the bullpen, 5 are touching 99. That's just day in and day out in the bullpens. So the fastball is going to have to be adjusted to for sure. But in America, we're using kind of more of an east to west strike zone. Obviously now it's becoming more north and south, but the split isn't as prevalent as it is over in Korea and Japan and Taiwan. Guy that made the adjustment but had a ton of power when he came over here already, Jung Hoo Lee, when he was with the Pirates. And one last follow-up with the Ha-Seong Kim thing. If Ha-Seong Kim is his ceiling, and I'm just saying that, I'm not saying anybody else said that, but it's just more of like a player exit velocity, launch angle profile. You know how much the Padres paid for Ha-Seong Kim? 4 years, $28 million. It's a reactionary signing, just like AJ just said. When you're going over $100 million for a possible Gold Glove type of center fielder, but the Ha-Seong Kim signing was back in 21 too, so a lot's changed.
Do you think the group they had here that got this deal, that was probably the biggest offer they got? Scott, do you feel like listen, they 6 years, 113, let's go. I don't care who's it with, let's go. Do you think the ballpark range was a little too high for a guy like this?
Yeah, I think everyone's overpaying right now, and especially San Francisco, based off what Ken said too, right? For you guys. No, Kratz?
Not overpaying. I think they're coming up to where the market actually is now. I think it was a undervalued, and the only reason I say that is you guys will definitely agree with me. You have to have at least one friend who got a free agent contract the exact same years, exact same value from 2 or 3 different teams. Has that ever happened to you guys, AJ or Todd?
Happened to me?
Yeah. So there's a level of collusion there that when you see teams pinging at different values and they can't quite get, like a Seth Lugo, they can't quite, we're not on the same page. Now all of a sudden you have the market bidding each other up, and I don't think it's overpaying. I think it's the market actually paying the value that players deserve, less than the market controlling what the players get. You follow what I'm saying?
I follow 100% what you're saying, but do you think he deserves 113 over 6 years? Like,
if he got it, yes.
Okay, so let me ask you this: how about Conforto? I know he got injured and couldn't play a year. Like, and he only made what, 30-something million over 3 years. Like, why didn't he make that money?
his injury. He was coming off an injury. He had
Massive shoulder injury.
massive front shoulder injury for a guy who takes pitches the other way. He's got to keep that front shoulder in. Now he has less strength. He had a prove it contract.
Yeah, I would just think I don't have many examples off the top of my head, but there's more players that should be making that money, not just if Lee's making this money, has no major league experience in America here. I think there's a lot of others that should be making that too as well. Would you agree?
You're definitely, you're saying exactly what I said, because the market has to adjust. Why does Luis Robert, he's done amazing, get a huge signing bonus out of Cuba, and Jackson Holiday gets $9 million out of, because the market will set where you're at. And when guys are getting contracts like Jung Hoo Lee, you are showing what the market actually should be.
Yeah.
If it was
Unrestricted.
if it was non-restricted.
Yeah, because I mean, Jackson Holiday is restricted. He's an amateur. So Jung Hoo Lee is technically a pro, and there's upside too. You're buying a ceiling here with Conforto. He was an average offensive player this year. He was probably probably a little below average with the glove. This guy's potential elite outfielder, and he was 2 years, 36. Conforto opted into that second year. I get what you're saying.
No, you know what I mean? Like what he did before. What he did before is
injury was big for him.
With the Mets, like I would
And
just
he
go
wasn't
back to
great
what
this
he
year.
did beforehand. That's
For
all.
sure.
Here's the thing: you can't pay every player $20 million. Your payrolls would be $500 million. So there's got to be some discrepancy there, and that's kind of what the way the CBA is structured is. The stars get their money, the rookies get their money. There's nothing in between, really. That's where you get the veteran guys run out, and the good teams that win. You look at them most of the time. You take the Rangers this year. Austin Hedges didn't play, but he was there, right? Brad Miller didn't play. He was there. They have these dudes that are veteran guys. You look at the Astros and some of these other teams that have won over the years. They have some guys that are veteran guys. They're willing to pay instead of rookies to win. And I think that's what's gone away is, if everyone's worth $20 million, then you're going to have $500 million payrolls. It's not realistic. So you either have super rich guys and then the rookies and no one in between.
And some paying for future versus past results. Because, Conforto, if you go years back and he signed a contract like an extension, would have gotten a lot more, right? But kind of was
it's just the one guy I thought of off the top of my head.
It's a good call. No,
he was going to get $100 million. He was going to
get $100 million. Yep. All right, we'll be right back. It's a good day because we got signings to break down the entire day here. We've still got many to get to, including Seth Lugo and Rowdy signed.
Ooh.
Hunter is one of the best kids I've ever been around. I mean, athletically, he's elite. The way he throws the baseball is elite. He's been his parents did an outstanding job of raising him. He's just a good young man. But I did have a talk with him later in the year about kind of being a dude, and not that it has to be necessarily what you see on the mound. It's what he does in between. And, I think Hunter, along with a lot of young guys, really, they struggle and they search for what works for them. And I think that's definitely where he's at. I think he's a work in progress on, how he plays catch every day, what he does as a routine, and they build those habits in the minor leagues. Unfortunately for Hunter, he had a couple of things against him. He was hurt when he first came in. COVID struck, and now all of a sudden he's on our team, and so he really hasn't pitched very many innings of baseball professionally. So he had to learn a lot of this on the fly. And so I think for him, it's kind of those dude qualities that we're talking about. It's like, if you study for the test, now go out and get an A on it. And I mean, he's got to learn how to study. And we've talked a lot this off season. I think he's doing a really good job, with his throwing and kind of upping that, like the volume and the intensity of it. And, for me, it's like taking those steps. It's, he's going to walk into every game really confident. He does prepare. He understands what hitters are trying to do to him. He does know that he has a target on his back, which I love. Like, to me, it's the best way to pitch. I don't want to be under the radar when I'm pitching. I want to be like, hey, this guy knows, and they have to be ready to hit me. And if they're not, I'm going to have my way with them. And that's, to me, the way that it works in your favor on the mound. So I think just those, routine things that he has to learn about himself to get him right for each and every start. And then I think the last part of that is, staying healthy and going through an absolute full season, kind of start to finish, 32, 34 starts, whatever it ends up being, and, kind of going the distance wire to wire.
And now back to foul territory.
Back on FT Live on Stadium, about to get into the Seth Lugo signing, but first a reminder for everyone in the FT fam to check out a little BetMGM action with the bonus code FOUL, F-O-U-L, if you are age eligible to get involved. You download the BetMGM Sportsbook app on iOS or Android, or visit BetMGM.com. Sign up and deposit at least $10 into your BetMGM Sportsbook account. Place your first wager and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if the bet loses. And if that happens, your bonus bets will be available once your initial wager is settled. Gambling problem or concern? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Okay, let's spend a few minutes here on Seth Lugo. So the Royals said they were going to do stuff. Should we go to our former Royal, Erik Kratz, who was around for some of the glory days? And
former everything.
Yeah.
Former everyone.
That's why we have him. Let's go to our former Columbus Clipper for the new bunting they put out there in center field. No, but for Kansas City, I mean, they did outbid other teams. It's crazy. If Boston actually wanted Seth Lugo and they weren't willing to offer him, say, $50 million over 3 years, they are freaking wild, because that is going too hard on what your projections say. If you like the pitcher, you go after him, which is what teams like Anthopoulos running the Braves and Dombrowski running the Phillies do. For Kansas City, they definitely need pitching. They also just have to give a sign of life to their fan base that they are going to make progress, because the rebuild hasn't been working fast enough.
I talked to one of the guys that's on the staff there, and they said they had they didn't have enough veteran leadership. Salvi, he comes out and he plays, he posts every day. That's the kind of leadership he has. Not that teach the guys a way. Now the Royals picked up Chris Stratton for the bullpen. Lugo will be bullpen starter, whatever his role's going to be. But this is a great signing for the Royals. It's a great sign that they're willing to bring in veteran guys, which they didn't have last year. I know people will say, well, they had Greinke, but all the stories you hear about Greinke, you ain't looking for vets. You ain't looking for rookies.
You're hoping he shows up half the time.
Yeah, to be led by Greinke, and you know what you're getting with him. But before, AJ had talked about the stadium that they're hoping to get out of this. Lugo's contract will be done by the time the stadium gets built. So if it's a manipulating thing, hey, you know what? We're looking to win. The Royals need to do more. And I think it centers around one guy. Can you extend? If you're looking to make that splash, so they build this new stadium in the East Village, North Kansas City, you need to extend Bobby Witt Jr.
So two things here. I want to explain. Seth Lugo's curveball is probably one of the filthiest curveballs in baseball. Not the filthiest, but the range from that 12-6 action and the slowness of it kind of gets hitters off balance. From talking to him earlier, man, he's a good dude, man. This is a great signing for the Royals. I want to go back to the Red Sox a little bit, because as I got older and trying to do free agent wise, you try and understand basically what goes through. So the Royals come back with 3 years, 45, and as your agent will go back to the Red Sox, right? Listen, if you can do anything over 45, he's in, and most likely the Red Sox said no. So it's why couldn't they? Why can't these teams jump up a couple million more? To help out their ball club is just astounding to me. So it's a tough loss again for the Red Sox. Lugo is, for the most part, he's healthy. He had a really strong 23 season, and he's going to help your ball club. So a guy like that, he's a great teammate, and he pitches well. And at the end of the day, he was a reliever too, so he can go either way. But I do know they want him as a starter, and that's what he'll try and do. But yes, good signing for the Royals.
Well, the Red Sox didn't go over 45 because they didn't value him at more than 45. These teams nowadays, they set their values and they say, okay, Seth Lugo, he's a good pitcher, but he's not going to take us to the promised land. Heck, we can get him for 340 and we have him valued at 345. we'll take him. But as soon as the agent comes to him and says, oh, it's 345, they're not going to be like, oh gosh, we panic, we're going to go 350. These teams don't work like that anymore. It used to be like that, but they're, listen, I don't mean this mean to Seth Lugo. He's a good pitcher, but is Seth Lugo the guy that's going to take you from, if you're the Red Sox, from a last place to a first place? That's more of a Yamamoto signing. That's more of someone on that level, maybe a Blake Snell, someone like that. But, good for Kansas City. They can tell everyone, hey, we outbid Boston. But, at the end of the day, good for Kansas City and great for Seth Lugo.
Great for Seth Lugo and whoever reps him that gave him that opt-out, because he opts out of the $7.5 million player option, or what was it, a player option? Yeah, that he had for the 2024 season, and instead gets $45 million more
Take
guaranteed.
a chance, man.
And he has another opt-out too after 2 years, which I'm not as worried about as you get up there in age. But this past opt-out, you look at the value of representation and the deals that you do. Do you guys just look at that and do a little like, good for you, dude?
Yeah, no doubt.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
But I would go against what AJ said. Which of those three guys, Yamamoto, Jordan Montgomery, Blake Snell, could you have paired with Seth Lugo to push the Red Sox closer to that division? None?
You need more. Seth Lugo's a nice pitcher.
He's just a piece.
But he's a
What is he?
On a good team. On a good team, he's a 4 or 5 for me.
Yeah, he's a 4.
On a good
he's
team.
A swing guy.
Yeah, he's not a. You're going into the playoffs. If I'm going into the playoffs and I'm another team playing the Red Sox, I'm not like, oh fuck, we got to face Seth Lugo. I'm like, okay, Seth Lugo, we can hit him.
On day 3, when teams only have a 1 and 2, they already have Bayo. They have Brian Bayo.
He's a 4 or 5 at this point. I mean, as much as I bet on him.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying that I think Lugo. I'd rather face. Well, obviously, Fott. It worked out better, but you'd rather face Seth Lugo than what you thought you were going to get from Fott.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the point is, on the Red Sox side, they still have a ton of work to do to get out of the cellar with their pitching. It's
the Royals have more.
Yes,
but they also stay. True. They also stay tight.
That's it for us on Stadium. We're going on FT YouTube channel in a sec.
So I can be free. I take the weight on my shoulders. I feel the sky come down on me, and I can't hold it much longer. Gonna let go so I can be free. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're gonna have a good hour 2 here of FT Live on the YouTube channel here. Gavin Lux is going to join us soon, of course, talking about his new teammate, Shohei Ohtani, but also about his recovery and that we'll see him back. Really perfect timing for the Dodgers to be part of what looks like one of the better lineups we've seen in a while. And then also we miss our guy, full menu Freddy. So Freddy Peralta, Mr. Smile, is going to join us a little bit later on too. I mean, we are really in the fam. One of our regulars just signed a contract, and also for the first time, I think, in Foul Territory history, we go from talking about the Royals to talking about another former Erik Kratz ball club, the Pittsburgh Pirates, making moves, shelling out cash. You think Ben Cherington calls Bob Nutting and says, Bob, did you see the numbers for Rowdy Tellez in 2022? I know he had the crazy gory finger issue and had a down year, but he was basically a 30 and a hundo guy in 2022. Super funny, great personality. Really, I think will bring a fun vibe to the ball club. He's like, I need $3.2 million with a chance to get it to 4 with incentives. And I think Bob says, hold up. He puts him on FaceTime and he goes, just for you, baby.
Bob, when he heard they had a chance of getting Rowdy Tellez, Bob was out there raking some leaves, just making some extra cash so he can get his Rowdy Tellez. Like he didn't have anything else in his Scrooge McGoffin whatever safe. Scrooge McDuck. He was definitely he did it, but I mean he did it like this. He was like, sure, Ben, here, you can have the money. Give it to Rowdy. Just take it out of my hand. Just take it out of my hand. Take it.
Exactly.
Okay,
100%.
Thank you, Bob.
100%.
Yeah. Todd, you know.
Oh my God, man. I'm happy for the big dog, Rowdy. Good for him, dude. It's just the Pirates. I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know where they're going as an organization, but I'm happy for Rowdy Tellez for getting all that money. He's a great person, but we'll see how they treat him over there, man. It's a crazy little organization that needs to figure some things out.
And Rowdy's going to join us.
A lot of things.
Yeah, they do. You're right, Todd.
He'll be gone by July. He'll be gone if he gets off to a good start. That's the thing about some of these deals. We talked about it the other day. I know Rowdy's joining us tomorrow. We can ask him where he hopes to get traded to in July. But if he gets off to a good start, he's not going to be there all year. It's literally spring training 6 weeks and then 3 months. I mean, you get April, May, June, and then in July, you walk around with all your suitcases like this every day. You have them in your car. You go on the airplane. You got like every suitcase because you never know when that day is going to come. Because, listen, the Pirates aren't going to compete next year. And who knows, like Todd said, when they're going to compete. So you sign these deals with the hope of getting traded, going to a playoff contender, putting up numbers, and setting yourself up for the future.
Especially you guys gave me shit last year, though, Kratz, that when I was crushing the Pirates the first couple months, I was like, I don't give a shit. They suck. And you were like, damn. And now we're already all consensus saying that they don't have a chance this coming season because they've been rebuilding for a while. There's some nice pieces, although they also just lost Endy Rodriguez for the year, which I think is a massive blow because I think he was going to be a big part of this team.
And they're number 2. Oviedo's down with Tommy John at the end of the season. They still have Mitch Keller, who could be, the next Pirate pitching prospect / big leaguer to get traded. You want to see something that changes the narrative in Pittsburgh. And, Neil Walker talks about that soon in a upcoming Fair Territory. But it's one of those, or
Legends Territory. Drops tonight, by the way. Yes.
Proper name. Dropping tonight. You hope that the Pirates as a team, and I love their coaching staff, they build it on competition because they're never going to be built on the way that the Dodgers are being built, the way that the Giants hope to be built by stars and moving all in with tons of cash. So it's going to be up to those guys and that coaching staff, which I said I really love, Don Kelly, Chris Shelton, Riley Haddad, like all those guys. And this team has to believe in themselves because this city will come out to that absolutely gorgeous stadium.
And for Rowdy, in my mind, guys, we can ask him about this tomorrow. AJ, your dude, Jake Bauers, replaced him. The Brewers said, you're not worth it to us anymore. I'm sure Jake cost
Hold on. Wait, what?
Did I strike
Jake Bauers. I love you,
Jake Bauers. That was your
love
Twitter
Jake Bauers.
feed.
Yeah, Jake Bauers.
Should I bring people in case
Yeah,
they say
the Yankees love Jake Bauers so much they shit canned him to Milwaukee. I mean, come on, he was supposed to save the Yankee season last year. Remember whoever that idiot was that was on Twitter saying, "Oh, Jake Bauers is he's a perfect example of Yankees development." Yeah, well, guess what? He's in Milwaukee now. So I mean, come on, dude, don't give me that bullshit.
But aren't you pissed if you're Rowdy? Because hey, 2 years ago, and it's not like, oh, Rowdy's 37. What is Rowdy, like 30? I'll look it up in a sec, but he's not.
He shouldn't have had his fat ass out there shagging. That's what screwed him.
But now he's felt Rowdy.
That's right. Now he's doing Pilates with me, so we got to get our legs up.
He's 28. He is 28 years old. I like the pickup for the short term for Pittsburgh. Yeah, even if it's
Carlos Santana. Remember Carlos Santana last year?
He was good.
Boom. Yep, and then he went away. Right? They traded him. That's how these things go.
I think he picks it a little bit better than Santana does at first, but Santana hits. He's going to put together big at bats for you. But, I think anytime a guy has hit 35 pumps in the show, it's not like, ooh, he has 30 home run potential. No, he's done it. And I think it's a good prove-it contract.
Exactly.
The other thing with Rowdy is he actually can get to like bad balls, right? He could be a bad ball hitter. It's surprising the amount of plate coverage that he has, and even extends beyond that. And sometimes I know there are some teams, probably Milwaukee is one of them. Actually, they are. I've talked to them about it. Craig Counsell told me it at one point, and he's like, Rowdy's so good. I mean, he can get to almost everything. He's like, sometimes we want him to lay off of some of those pitches because A, they're balls. And B, he's like, sure, he might get to that, might be able to, fist it into center field, but he's like, rather him wait on that one, get the next pitch and crush it over the wall,
Yep.
100%. It's a huge stadium too, though. It's pretty big.
In Pittsburgh. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the right field.
There.
Not the right field. Right field's
Left field
tiny.
is.
Left field's big, but right field's tiny.
You still got to get it high in the air in right field, though.
Yeah.
And
either way,
yeah.
he could do it. He could do it. I'm just saying, it's just if you're talking about going the other way and center field and all that, left center, right center, it's a pretty big poke.
If he's healthy, he's going to be good. I mean, he's in his prime years right now. So, and yes, he is going to be a svelte, best shape of his life. Rowdy Tellez coming into spring training. I will. We can show this tweet if we have it on November 13th because it's been almost a month. While playing in a winter ball game in the DR, Endy Rodriguez injured himself during an at-bat while swinging, and after multiple examinations, Endy had reconstructive surgery on the UCL and a repair of the flexor tendon, and he's expected to return to baseball activity in 10 to 12 months. So he is going to miss all of 2024, probably not a name that most fans know on a national level, and I mean, the bat actually really was coming along, but he's their best defensive catcher in that organization, and he's just a sick athlete. And he can take a walk. But in terms of defense, at least for a while now, I'm pretty sure that's still the case from this past season. He was way ahead of Henry Davis on the catching front. So it sucks that they won't have him for this coming season because it's a team that's not going to spend much, and you need guys like him to have a breakout year. I think he was ready to go, if not opening day, soon after that.
They need a catcher now because Henry Davis is not in their plans as a catcher.
No.
Talking to Derek Shelton last year, I did a game with the Pirates, and I asked him about it. And they put him in for a couple innings in the game I actually called, and you could see that he's not defensively close at all. That's why he was playing right field most of the year, was because they wanted his bat, but defensively catching-wise, he is not close to being a major league catcher. And Endy was the guy, and they were high on him. But winter teams going to try and stop these guys from playing winter ball. We saw Mauricio from the Mets get hurt, right? Blew out his ACL. Now we see Endy Rodriguez is going to miss a year. So at what point are teams like, hey, man, like we're going to – and I know they ask them not to do it, but the pull playing for their country and their hometown teams is so much, and they get paid pretty well to do it. But at some point, these major league teams are going to say, you're too valuable. We're going to need you to not play winter ball.
Is there a rule or in the contract, like if they get hurt there, are they still getting paid through MLB the next year?
Yes.
Scott, you know that? Oh, so they
do because it has to get approved. You can't play winter ball without approval from your team. So I don't know all of the semantics, but I do know that you can't just do it on your own. But
if that's the case, I mean, it's like
it's on the team. I mean, the team can say no, right? There's healthy debate always with Acuna.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but
what?
It's tough.
It's a tough line because these guys want to play. You know,
Eric,
Todd, you know, Eric, they want to play. And if the team's like, no, then they're like, well, fuck you, Braves, or fuck you, Pirates. Like, I want to go play for the, Arecibo in Venezuela. And I'll make $10,000 a week.
Yeah, Eric, didn't you bring up the point where that's basically their workout plan? They're not lifting heavy weights. This is their workout just to keep playing and playing. For me personally, I would be absolutely toast, dude. I'm glad they could do that. I wish I could, but I need that break to let the body decompress and, take, a little while off and then start gradually working out, getting a little bit stronger and, running. But I need that time, no baseball time.
It is their season prep. It is their spring training prep. You see a lot of these guys come into spring training, you're like, how on earth did you just hit 97 Oppo right center in your first at bat?
Yeah.
Yes, supremely talented, absolutely. But they've been game ready. They're mid-May, June. into at bats by the time they come to spring training. I don't believe that you need to stop these guys from playing. I think you need to make that conversation a two-way street because these guys are doing it exactly what you said, Scott. They absolutely love it. They love playing down there because they do not get paid. Unless they changed the structure, local players make way less than the AAA gringos that come in, the 6 or 7 foreign players that they have on each Dominican, in the Dominican. They get paid way more than the local guys do, than the people from the DR, because they're not necessarily local to like Santo Domingo. They could be from anywhere and they get drafted to that league and they play, but they get paid very little. It's about that notoriety and that fame, and they truly love doing it. So if you take something away from one of your players, prospect, a dude that's going to be negotiating a contract, be like, wait a minute, you told me I can't play? Like, don't tell me what to do. I'm a grown man. I want to do what I want. I'm not re-signing with you. It's a fine line. You can't piss these guys off.
But it's crazy to think, like, say Acuna didn't have his deal, and now all of a sudden they come to him, $300-400 million. Here you go, and they said the only stipulation is you can't play winter ball. Is he gonna say yes or he's gonna probably say no? I would assume.
No, he's taking that money. He's taking
that money.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fine line,
Yeah,
but you're not there yet. You have to
player. Right.
You have to build that relationship.
Yeah. Well, I got you.
But no, it's a good call from AJ because, I mean, this is a big loss now for this team coming up, and I'm sure the Pirates feel like he's had plenty of work in the minor leagues over the last few years, that they didn't need him to keep working on his skills for an extra few weeks. That's going to make a difference in his life. So
I would disagree. I think he needs to, he's definitely, like, do you want him coming to instructs and working on his receiving? His receiving was flat across the board. He needed to work on things defensively that he was not solid at. Talking to people that are close to him and the work that he does, he needed to get some reps. And to me, no better chance than in games to get reps.
Do you believe in having a break, or they had enough of a break? It's fine.
He's 24.
Okay.
You need a break? AJ, do you need a break?
I
didn't play a lot. I didn't play a lot.
You need a break. And here's the other thing. Most teams that have catchers that are big league catchers, they tell them not to catch if they go to winter ball. I've heard conversations. I played with guys that were going down there, and they were catchers, and they're like, don't catch. Play first or DH. You will not catch because there's too much of a chance of you getting hurt. Now, sadly, he got hurt swinging a bat, and anything can happen. But, yeah, they'll tell you don't catch. Yeah, if you want to get your work in, come to Bradenton, and we'll have our catching guy meet you there, and we can work with you all winter. But, most of the time, if you're a catcher, they tell you, hey, we don't want you to catch. Go down, get your bats, play first DH, but do not catch.
Tony Pena is the hero of all Dominican catchers. Francisco Pena, his son, is still down there catching. And like Tony P would play 155 games in the big leagues, and he'd go down and catch 50 games in the DR. And so that's their hero as far as catching wise. And if he gets talked to by those kind of guys, that's how they believe they learn.
Let's get to our guest right now. He's ready to go. Gavin Lux of the Los Angeles Dodgers joining us on FT Live. Gavin, great to see you. Oh, I like this. I like this little getup we got here. Let's go. You got us, dude? Uh-oh.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Oh, he's got us. What's up?
Sorry, my service isn't great here.
No, you're good, dude. Now you're good. Now you're clear.
You at the ranch?
We liked the fit. We liked the hoodie. Yeah, where you at?
Hey, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. No, I'm in LA right now, actually.
Dude, you gotta go full down. You gotta go all the way down at this point. There's no reason.
It is all the way down.
It's a quarter zip.
You gotta show it off.
It's a quarter zip.
Yeah, you got it. Better flaunt it, right?
I love it, bro.
So wait, are you in your locker right now?
Yeah, literally sitting at my locker.
Who else is there? Can we get there's no naked people behind you, is there?
No.
Is Shohei there?
I'm the only one right now. Trust me.
Oh, Wait, is Shohei there? Can you show us Shohei's locker?
He might be. I think he's actually downstairs in the weight room.
Oh, can we? Well, you can walk with your phone, right? Walk all the way down there and just show us what he looks like in
I
person.
might lose service then. I don't know if you want to risk doing that.
Give us something though, Gavin. Have you said hi to him? Did you see him today? Give us something on him because everyone's dying to know anything.
Shook his hand. Met his translator as well. He's a big human being. I mean, I felt like a little kid kind of standing next to him. So, no, I'm looking forward to playing with him though, dude. I mean, like we all know, I mean, he's a unicorn. So, it's going to be pretty special for sure, right? I mean,
hey, he's taller when he stands on his wallet, as Brett Boone used to always say, and people would call him short.
I'm gonna need some help in the height department, man.
Yeah, well, if you sign one of those contracts, trust me, you'll be a lot taller.
Hey, 700. That's a lot. That's a lot of dough there.
What did you think? We spoke to Muncie. He's on the show all the time with us, and he said, this past season the team didn't talk that much about what it would look like if he does end up signing with them. He's talking about like the group text and just the players when they're just chit chatting. He said the big topic about him was how much does a guy like this get? So when you saw the news, both for your team getting the best free agent hitter for right now and then pitcher later on, and then the money attached to it, what was your reaction?
I mean, I guess you never with a guy like that, I don't know what the ceiling is. I thought 550 to 6, somewhere in there, but then obviously when everyone was talking about the Blue Jays, I was like, oh man, I wanted to play with this guy, but obviously then it ended up working out. But I mean, when I saw 700, I was like, holy shit, that's crazy money. And obviously super excited though that he signed here and nowhere else. I mean, it's going to be like a party movie here every night now the rest of this upcoming season. I mean, you basically got 1 through 5 that are all superstars. So I mean, it's gonna be fun, I think.
Let me ask you a question. I want to talk about you a little bit. This whole season, you were injured. You couldn't really do nothing but rehab. Let's ask you about your mindset, where you're at. You setting your goals, or were you watching baseball? What was going through your mind? How are you feeling? I know you probably got a little anxiety, probably anxious to get back out there. You look bigger. You look stronger. It looked like you took it serious. Now this is a big year for you now coming up. So how you feeling about everything right now, and how has this rehab process gone?
Man, I mean, it's been long. I mean, I'm sure all of us have dealt with injuries at some point, right? So, I mean, just having a whole year, I mean, I couldn't tell you the last time I didn't play baseball for a whole year. I mean, I was probably 3 or 4 years old. So, I mean, just getting that taken away from you, I mean, it kind of gives you a different perspective on everything, right? I would have done anything to be dead tired in September and then trying to play baseball. And, but the rehab process was good. I mean, no setbacks, it's gone as good as possible. It's just it's been a long road, and we're 9 months out, so basically doing everything, running, hitting, taking ground balls. It's just more of a mental block at this point, just trying to get comfortable moving laterally and everything, and that'll come with more reps, but to this point it's been about as good as it possibly can go, which thank God.
Coming off the injury, what is it? We talk about pitchers. Pitchers come off injuries and they're like, yeah, I'd love to throw 120 innings, 130 innings. Are you looking to play 162 games at shortstop if you can start on opening day?
100%. I want to play every game. I don't want to use this as an excuse not to play. I'm going to do whatever I can to prepare and for the upcoming season, and then even during the season, you guys know you got to take care of your body and maintenance and all that. So I want to play every single game. I don't care lefty, righty. I mean, that's my goal is to play 160, 150, whatever it is, but as many games as possible. And I'm going to be in Dave's ear, so hopefully I can pull that one off.
Hey, Gavin, give us a stolen base number for this coming season, because the one thing I've watched you and sprint speed, I'm sure you've been told internally how freaking fast you are compared to almost anyone else in the league. You've been, I remember checking, I'm going off the top of my head here, but in the 90s something percentile. So now you got to not play this season, but see how the stolen bases were upticked 40%. And for guys that are fast, are you looking this year hey, I might suddenly become a 25 plus 30-plus stolen base guy in the bigs. And also, you were supposed to lead off, I think, this past season. That might change with Ohtani entering the fold, but you know what I'm getting to.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really stolen a ton of bases since I got called up in 2019. I ran more in the minor leagues, but yeah, like you said, watching these games this past year, it seemed like guys were running crazy all over the place. So I think to get like 15 to 20, especially coming off the injury, I think 15 to 20 would be great, especially at the bottom of the order, and try to set the table for Mookie, Freddie, Shohei, Will, Muncy. I think that's very valuable. So just to get on base and then try to create some havoc on there. So I think 15, 20, 25, somewhere in there, I think is a good goal for me.
Every time, by the way, Gavin, someone walks behind you, I'm like, wait, who is that? Is that so like there's people walking behind you, I'm kind of like, wait, who is?
Hey,
like,
he's getting his work in down there. He's not playing around. He's probably throwing around like 600 pounds on the deadlift. I don't know.
That's great. Go down there and join him when we're done. So I never had an injury like you had. I don't think that anybody on this show has ever torn in the ACL like you did and had to sit out a whole year. Is there going to be a moment that you're going to have to get through as a player where you say, because every person you hear that does this injury has a moment where they're like, okay, I'm fine. Like it hits them. Right. So is there going to be something in spring training, whether it's running the bases, whether it's a backhand in the hole, whether it's rounding first, where you're going to say, all right, I'm healthy and I can trust this thing?
100%. Yeah. Like doing at the physical therapy place I was going to, there was a lot of NFL guys in there. And when they came back, they were saying, like you said, like they would take a hit from the side and they'd get up and they'd be like, oh, my knee's fine. Like that's a really good point. But yeah, I think like you said, sticking on my right leg in the backhand in 6-hole or going, home to first to home, on a triple down the corner. Like, I think just those things like that, hitting the corner of the base and pushing off and knowing that it's just completely normal and completely fine, which we're like all the weight room stuff and everything we're doing right now is kind of reinforcing that. So I think that helps. But like you said, I think spring training, like hitting a triple and busting your ass out of the box, I think, stuff like that will just kind of, put some mental reassurance in there.
Let me ask you this. I heard you just follow Glasnow and Rosareno on Instagram. So is there any inkling about Glasnow there? I mean, what is there just because you wanted to follow him? Do you know anything going on there?
Can you say that again? Sorry, I cut out a little bit.
No, I'm saying you just follow Glasnow on Instagram. We saw.
I need to. I'm seeing all these rumors. Hey, that guy's
That's
crazy.
what I'm asking. What do you know? What's going on with that?
Do I need to recruit him?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No, yeah, I haven't yet. But as soon as that deal goes official, I'm going to have to give him a follow. But I don't know if that's true or not. I've seen people tweeting about it, but I don't know if it's real or not.
There's been some talks right now, so nothing in fruition yet, but there seems like there's some talking going on.
Yeah, there is. We had Rosenthal on earlier, who, there was a lot of fake news on Friday with Ohtani's whereabouts. Ken's one of the good ones, right? And was not a part of that. Ken's basically the best insider in the sport, and he's the one who's reporting on it this morning. So yeah, it's not done as of when we talked to him like 20 minutes ago, but there are definitely conversations. So you might have a new super tall, super chill California teammate.
Super good looking.
Yeah, super good looking and can pitch like a 1. So we'll keep you posted, dude.
Yeah, and if Ken drops the bomb, I feel like Ken's never wrong. So if he's tweeting it, I feel like it's right. I don't know.
You're right. Ken's been wrong once, and he talks about it like all the time as once. And I'm like, dude, there's guys now that we're following that are like, option B that are freaking wrong every week right now. So yeah, we're down to just a few that are the ones that we trust, right, AJ?
Yeah,
totally.
Hey, Gavin, when you're done with this interview, by the way, I know Shohei's there spending and he's got all that money. We can get you to get him some AirPods so you don't have to close talk the phone. Where you're like, hey,
the volume is so quiet. I don't know why. Like every time you guys talk, I'm like putting it right up to my ear. And I do have AirPods, but they're dead. They're dead.
So we got to charge them. Okay.
Shocker.
Shohei's
gonna
look over there and he's gonna be like, I need to buy that guy some AirPods. So
it's a smart move.
Donate them to me. I'll take. If it's free, it's for me, man.
Yes. Absolutely. On your roster, absolutely. And if you want, you're the guy that you should be getting all this stuff because you're still you're the low man on the totem pole. But if you want Glasnow to come to the Dodgers, all you need to do is finish your workout, go home, get under the covers, take that nap again, and wake up. As soon as you wake up,
And it'll be there. Dude, I'm telling
there.
you, I was refreshing my Twitter feed so much. And then literally I take like an hour nap after a workout, and I woke up and it was just blowing up all over Twitter. And I got all my boys texting me, my family, like what is going on? Is this true? Yeah, you guys know how it goes. So, no, I mean, that was the best nap I think I've ever taken and woken up from.
Were you worried that you guys weren't going to get him when you saw the news about Ohtani on Friday and the fake news about Toronto?
Yeah, I mean, I think, everyone was talking about it. So, and a lot of like very reputable people talking about it. So, I mean, I kind of just figured that's what was going to happen. But, I mean, I'm glad it didn't. Jesus,
Yeah, looking good. And now, right, they're working on the pitching aspect of things. Was it hard for you last year, watching things play out and the Dodgers coming up short there in the postseason?
Yeah, totally. I mean, you just kind of feel useless, right? Like you're just kind of watching from the couch, and you want to be out there with your boys and grinding it out and trying to see if you can make a difference. But yeah, I mean, it was tough. It kind of sucked just sitting there watching, and kind of bummed out. But obviously, I think kind of shut it out and then move on to this year. But yeah, I mean, last year was the most I've ever just kind of sat and watched and didn't have to play, and it was pretty damn boring.
Hey, Gavin, speaking of boring, you grew up in Wisconsin. Are you a Green Bay fan?
Bears fan.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Are you a Bears fan?
Bear down. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
I was going to talk so much shit to you and be like, the Bears are going to finish with a better record than the Packers this year. There's no way.
Hey, Justin Fields looked great last week.
Yes, bear down. Thank you. Okay.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'm done now. I'm done. I'm done, Gavin. You can go now.
Bear down for the first time in 25
Give us
years.
all the draft picks. Give us all the draft picks.
First pick, 8th pick, get them all. Come on, let's go.
Yep.
First time ever, the Bears can say they're better than the Packers, and look at them. They're still getting low draft picks.
First pick overall, not from a trade last year. Kratz, know your NFL. Let's go.
Ever since AJ became a Bears fan, they haven't done anything.
Me too, though, to be fair.
I was like, Gavin probably wasn't even born when they won last time. So
I wasn't even born. Yeah.
He wasn't around for the Super Bowl shuffle.
No, I was there for the Rex Grossman era and all that, though. Come on.
There you go.
Hey, quick question. If we can go to a face shot of Gavin right now, I want to ask the boys on here real quick. Over your left shoulder, too close. We got to back it up a little bit. Over your left shoulder, there's a picture right there. Now that's your right, isn't it? All right, then your other shoulder.
What'd you say?
On the wall behind you, there's a picture of a Disney character right there. Don't say who it is. Can anybody tell me who that is?
I honestly don't even know who that is. But it's
Dream
Big Dreams.
From a movie?
Yes, Kratz, you know.
I won't say it until someone else does.
I don't even know who that is.
It looks like a koala bear.
Come on.
It
Luxy,
is.
come on, dog.
From Sing.
You guys got to help me out on this one. That's Freddy's, though. That's Freddy's.
Oh, that surprises me like none.
Go ahead, Kratzy. Tell them
who is it.
Oh, I don't know the name of it.
It's from the movie Sing. That's Buster Moon.
Yeah.
With who's the main character? Oh my God! All right.
This gotta be like
What's
a
the
newer
guy's
Disney
name?
movie, right?
I have no idea who that is, Gavin.
Me neither. Gavin, I don't know what they're talking about.
All right.
But
McConaughey's the actor that plays him.
Like everyone knows who this guy is except me.
Buster Moon.
Who? Freddie Freeman. He's pretty good. He's a first baseman. He's been in the league for a while.
He's a 3 on that team.
You should use that though at some point when Freddie's back. In a few months in the clubhouse with you. Oh,
like,
you big Buster Moon guy, Freddie?
Yeah, tell him.
I'm sure that's probably like Charlie's favorite like movie or something. I'm sure that's why he's got it thrown up there.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good icebreaker.
Charlie's got his own locker here. Charlie's the truth.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's been running it. He's been running it for a while. He is well known. He is more well known than, unfortunately, many other ball players in Major League Baseball. So.
Easily.
Freddie learned that from me, Gavin, because when we played with the Braves together, my son had his own locker. So Freddie stole that from me. My son had his own locker with a nameplate, and we'd travel. He had his own little bag he'd carry, and he'd have his own locker on the road. So
I love that.
Freddie took that from me, that bastard.
Well, Gavin,
I
keep
think
doing
Charlie's
your
got a
thing,
better
dude.
swing than me.
Who?
Charlie does.
Charlie?
Charlie's got a better swing than me.
Dude, someone should lock up Charlie to a long-term contract extension, or he's going to get expensive.
Defer it.
Do it now.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy's
right.
like feeling ground
Defer it,
balls, going
Kratzy.
on the run. He's like 7 years old. I'm like, dude. Yeah, someone needs. You're right. Lifetime extension deal right now.
Exactly. With all the deferrals and all that, you can take a page out of Ohtani's book. So, hey, Gavin, awesome having you on here for the first time, man. Really good to talk to you. Rooting for you. Can't wait to see you in spring training. Go get after it on those 600-pound deadlifts with Ohtani. Tell him we said what's up, and we'll talk to you soon, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. If I come back on, I'll have a pair of AirPods this time. I got you.
Perfect. Done. Deal. Dodger AirPods. They're rich. They can do it for you. Thanks, Gavin.
Appreciate you.
Awesome. That was great. That was fun. And it's fun, too. I mean, I know sometimes it's tough during the season, but to get a little clubhouse action, because, yeah, I mean, it's loud and there's guys walking around, whatever. But then we get, Todd Father picking up stuff from behind the shoulder there. That was good.
Little Buster Moon action. That was McConaughey. McConaughey does that guy on Sing.
He was really good, though. I'm a big Gavin Lux fan from an interview perspective.
Me too.
Obviously, it's a good player, but that,
By the way,
you don't know what you're getting.
How pimp would it have been if Ohtani would have walked by and he would have been like, "Hey, Shohei,
Yeah.
come here for a second." That would have been talk about jackpot. I don't know though. I feel like Gavin would have been too intimidated to be like, "Hey, Shohei, say hi," because that's kind of he's not really at that level yet of like, he just met him. It would have been if he would have walked by, it would have been like I would be like, "Hey, put that phone up a little bit."
Do you remember who that guy was for you? For you when you were like in your first big league clubhouse? I know Gavin's, he's getting close to arbitration, and nobody is on Shohei's level in your career. Who was that first guy for both of you guys in the clubhouse that you were like, whoa, like him? Like I'm not going to talk to him. I'm not going to talk to him.
For me, it was Scott Rowland. That was the one. I mean, well, it was actually two guys. When Pete Rose walked in, I was just like, there he is. Dude, I'm looking, I'm talking. I think that Mesoraco was next to me. I'm like, yo, dog, that's Pete Rose. But Rowland, it was like, hey, man, Todd Frazier, nice to meet you. He's like, nice to meet you. I'm like, damn, he's playing me hard right now, too. I got to walk away. And then, we became close after that. But he was probably the one guy.
For me, coming up with the Twins, it was Puck, obviously, Kirby Puckett. But he was not playing, but he was around. And then when I finally got it called up, Paul Molitor was in his last year. And so getting to play with Paul Molitor at the end, it was like pretty cool. And I still see Molly all the time. And when I go to do games in Minnesota, and he's the best. I mean, he's just the funniest, best dude in the world. Rest in peace, Kirby.
Yeah, that's something that I'll never forget. Having to go over to the big league camp side, and they're like, "Hey, everyone's gone. All the catchers are gone. You got to go catch Doc's bullpen." I was like, "What? Like, you want me to catch it? Like, is he going to talk to me?" He didn't talk to me. It wasn't even close. Like, I was, Blue Jay minor league guy, rolled up in my catching equipment from the minor league van, caught the bullpen, left. I was like,
don't drop the ball.
I remember being super, super intimidated. So I could have felt for Gavin if Shohei had walked by.
Yeah, but those guys, I was lucky. The guys the guys I mentioned, like Puck was super outgoing, so he'd come in every year and he'd take you get your first, you see the packet, right? And he would make every rookie stay and play cards until they lost their packet. And you're like, shit, I just lost my $1,000 for the week, and I was going to save that, and I was going to buy a house with that. And then the next day you'd show up and the money would be in your locker. He just did it just to mess with you and get you freaked out. And I did it every time. It was like a running thing in the Twins organization. He'd take all your money, but then he'd be back the next day. And then Molitor, I remember I was in my first big league camp. Paul Molitor walks up to me. I'm sitting in my locker, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Paul Molitor." And I'm like, "Oh, you have 3,000 hits. You're going to the Hall of Fame." Nice to meet you, bro.
You know what I'm thinking about? I know it's not totally off topic, but we were talking about Ohtani too, AJ. This version of AJ Pierzynski teammates with Shohei Ohtani on the Dodgers right now.
He's buying me so much shit.
Forget that. I know that. How about in the clubhouse Like
Oh.
someone would come over to you and be like, "Go to Shohei. He wants to talk to you about it."
Oh, I'd take my phone. See, the difference between me and Gavin, I would have taken my phone and I would have figured out how to make it work in the weight room. And I would have been doing the interview and he would have been over my shoulder. And I would be like, look at this, guys. This is a flex right here. Look, Shohei is working out behind me.
I would have loved it. I hope there's someone. There's some characters in there. I mean, Mookie will do that probably. You know, Mookie's like, dude, I'm a superstar. He's very media savvy. He's gonna get him involved in some things. You know,
If we could only get Freddie, if we could ever get Freddie to come on here, Freddie would do it.
All right, that's next up. Homework. We'll get him on.
I've tried. Trust me, he's too cool now. He forgets the little people.
Well, if he's too cool, then he should do this and not as many of the cookie cutter boring TV interviews. You can let him know this is where cool exists. So, and for reasons like this, actually, you want a little real talk while Freddy Peralta is coming soon. So I might be opening up Pandora's box if I get to this fan question right now, but maybe I'll do it anyway.
Do it. Do what you want, Scott.
No,
Yep.
Freddy's ready. Nope, can't do it. Right after this, Freddy's ready. It's not about doing what you want. It's about being respectful of your guests.
But maybe Freddie wants to answer the question with us.
I promise you he does not.
Freddie.
But I promise you it will be what we do at the end of the show. It is about a salary cap proposal in baseball.
Oh, well then, yeah.
Want to go there.
Stupid.
All right, let's bring in our guy. Full menu, Freddy Peralta. Oh, he's got the baller headphones going right now. How you doing, man? Happy off season.
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
We're good, dude. The hair's looking good. I like this version, Kratzy, of full menu Freddy.
Dímelo, malo pelo. ¿Qué es esto?
What? Why malo, man? You jealous? Oh my!
Look at that, man.
But you said malo. You think it's bad, or you think it's more? I was gonna say.
Yeah, man.
mas.
It looks like
Malo.
It looks all,
malo is bad.
Malo is bad. It just looks all like just nasty.
No.
Take a shower. Limpiar your cuerpo one time, man.
No. I when I take a shower, I wash my hair every day, every single day.
Yeah. Hey, I used to wash my hair every single day too. Be careful. Matalo.
Cuidado. The little Troy Polamalu locks going there, like the mini version of it. So actually, this is where I wanted to start the conversation anyway, Freddie, is you had a guy who was in your clubhouse the past several seasons who liked to talk shit like the guys are doing right now, right? Who always like to kind of pick at people. And Rowdy Tellez, how sad were you to see that the Brewers let him go and now he just signed with the Pirates? So what are they getting in Rowdy Tellez in the clubhouse?
Like you say, and I think that we talked about it in the past. So he's a good guy, good clubhouse guy, and he always he used to be always in the like on the chairs or everywhere, like trying to watch everybody playing in the little basketball team that we have in the clubhouse, and he passed most of the time just watching everybody, and then so now that's gonna be one of the parts that I'm gonna miss about him for sure, because like being in there for 4 or 5 hours every day in there, is something that I'm gonna miss about him, because I used to play with him a lot about that. And now, talking about baseball, he's, I'm gonna miss him because, especially me, a lot of time when I was pitching on the mound and I was behind 1 run or 2 runs in the 6th or on the 7th, he was the guy that usually, he did it like 3 or 4 times, me pitching, and he had somebody on base and he hit a homer. So now it's gonna be different, and he's gonna be with the Pirates. So I was surprised when I see that, and when I see that in the moment, I was like, damn, why the Pirates? And now I have to face him. So, but it's baseball, you never know about it, and this is business. You never know what's gonna happen, and hopefully that he has success, that he bring some success for him and for the team too. And not against me, but wishing the best.
Let me ask you this question. So you're in the Dominican Republic right now?
Yes.
Now talk to us about the winters over there. I mean, they call them winters, but I want to know what you're doing, how you getting ready, what's your day like in the Dominican Republic, getting ready for the season coming up here.
It's nice, man. Especially because I am here with my family and I have always have a good time with them. So now what I've been doing since the third day that I get here in DR, is waking up like 8 in the morning. I go to work out like at 10 a.m. So by 1, I finish up and everything. Then I go to my villa or something in the mountains. So that's what I do every day. So I just like to be chilling, just enjoying the weather. My father have some animals in the back. Like he has like it's not a backyard. It's something I don't know how say that in English. He has something like a little farm, and he has different kind of animals there, and I used to go there and just enjoy, the moment with him, and that's what I like to do all the time. So enjoying with the family most of the time. That's what I love about the off season.
¿Qué equipo en la liga? What's your team in the league down there in Dominican?
Jesus. So I played with the Toros in 2019, and now I've been just watching the games a little bit, know a lot, and it's a little crazy right now the situation that they're having, because the two best teams of the DR are the Águilas and Licey, and they are now competing for the number 4 spot. So all the people around here, because this is crazy. Baseball is crazy here where I live. They always back and forth, like, no, we're gonna take your spot, this. But it's a little crazy. I don't know a lot about what's going on, but I just see, because my brother is playing with the Licey, my little brother. So now that's why I know more than normal. But I don't used to watch a lot of baseball. But it's a little crazy, I can tell that.
Yo soy aguilucho. Soy mejor, mejor Licey. I was an Eagle. I was an Aguilucho. Aguilas is the team from Santiago, and he's talking about Licey, which is one of the two teams. Escogido and Licey are the two teams in Santo Domingo. So your brother plays for Licey.
Yeah.
In the capital.
For Licey, yeah.
Yo soy aguilucho. So would you, because we were talking, yeah, in 2009. Yo soy aguilucho. But,
oh my. Jesus.
Yeah, amarillo, tú sabes. Anyway, because we saw Andy Rodriguez, he got hurt the other day. Ronnie Mauricio got hurt the other day.
Yeah.
How would you feel if Christian Yelich came down to play in the Dominican Republic and he got hurt? Or how would you feel if you went to go pitch for Licey con tu hermano for one game and you got hurt? Like, should guys be playing or should they not be playing?
Damn, it's hard for me, like, that question, because look, I was really sad when I saw the Mauricio news. I had no idea about it, and then I think it was yesterday, I just see that somewhere, I don't know, maybe Twitter, and I was like, damn, because finally last year he made his debut, right? And he was doing good, and now he was playing here, and look what happened. UCL. He's torn his UCL. If I'm not wrong, I think that's right?
Yeah, that's right.
And so it means that he probably gonna be out for the next season. For most of the season, probably gonna be out, and it's hard. So, and what you say about Yelich, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I know.
But as a Dominican player, as a Dominican first, and as a player, I think all the Dominican players, they want to, in some moment, some point, they want to play for NDR, for the team. But you have to recognize, you have to know, you need to know that there's a lot of risks too. There's a difference between if you need to play here and if the team wants you to play here, then than if you want to play just because you want to play. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think it's depend the situation, because that's the last thing that you want to happen to you. Like get here without have like everybody like with you, like behind your back, like we want this guy to play here because this, and in baseball everything can happen. But if you're just forcing, like trying to play and asking for play all the time, like and you just go there and you don't need it and you got hurt like that, it's risky. It's a little it's hard because you don't know what's coming after that, you know.
Yep.
So I don't know.
So you're saying, Freddie, that Jackson Churrio's not going to be playing winter ball this year in Venezuela after the contract he signed? And, I mean, is he going to buy you dinner because he's making the 80-something million and I don't know that you got there quite yet? So how's that going to work?
I don't think that he's going to play now. I don't think. And he should take, not me, all the position players during spring training. That's good for you. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna ask him to do that. All the position players, he gotta take it to a dinner. And pitchers, we find a way. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna let you guys know about that. So, and I'm gonna let him know he came from the foul territory, guys.
That's fine.
I'm gonna let him know.
Are you excited to play with him this year? Can you give us the scouting report on Churrio?
Yes. Last year we heard about him. I met him in the spring training. Good guy. So I'm excited because everybody's talking about him, all the team, all that he can do. Some of the staff, people from the staff that I know from years back, and they always talking about him, that he's a good guy, great player. And I'm excited to have him in the team, to see what he's able to do. He put great numbers last year again, this year, sorry, and excited about what he's bringing, about what we have right now. We have some very young players that they are doing a great job. So I'm excited about him and happy to.
Guys, any thoughts? I mean, from the player perspective here, in terms of, Jackson taking a deal like that, Freddie went down that path too. I mean, I know, Todd, Father, you had like a little bit of an experience there. Exactly. I mean, Freddie's giving the thumbs up. It's like,
dude, get the first one. Always get the first one, bro.
Yeah.
Always get the
that's
first
why
one.
I'm out of this combo because I can't relate here.
Yeah,
but you guys
I had the. I think that we talked about it last time. So people now talk about me, about what I did, about my contract when I signed it, and I was in my going to my third season in the big leagues, and I had no idea what I was going to be, what I'm gonna be able to do, and all that kind of stuff, and they put confidence in me. They gave me the opportunity, and we just tried the best to put the contract in the best way for me, and I was happy when I signed it. Imagine his contract. I bet you that he's happy. So, and the time in the big leagues is quick. Look, now I'm going to my number 7, and I'm gonna be able to be out of the contract in 3 more seasons. You never know. I may get a extension. You never know what's gonna happen in baseball too. So let's see. I think that you always have to set up something good for you and for your family. And if they give you the opportunity, and you should do it like he did. That's that's how I see it.
¿Qué consejo tienes para él? What's your advice for Jackson when you get a new contract, because he's a lot younger than you were, but you're both Latin players. You know what it's like to have family at home that's going to want me, mine. So, ¿qué consejo?
Consejo.
Consejo. Mala mía. Consejo.
So I think he just have to keep doing his routine, learning from people that he thinks that they are doing in the good way. Keep the people around him, the people that he believes, that he trusts, and then everything you move from there. So family is always gonna be there. You probably gonna get more money now. You can take care of them a little bit better, but step by step, you cannot rush on that, because if you try to do something crazy like just like this, you're probably gonna take the wrong decision, because you never had that kind of money before. So you are learning about something new that you didn't have in the past. So I think that you just find the right people, good financial advice, and those guys gonna help you. I bet you that they're gonna help you, because it's better for them too. You guys know about that. And I think that just follow the way step by step, just trying to keep everything together. Just that way you stay focused in baseball, and you are not thinking about something else outside of baseball. And your family always gonna be first, but you know also that you have to keep doing what you have to do, what brings you there, and what's gonna put your family more comfortable in the future.
¿Qué persona para en equipo in Milwaukee? Who's going to be his person in Milwaukee? Because you have no Latino outfielders. So is it going to be Willie? Maybe Willie gets traded. Is it going to be you? But you're a pitcher. So ¿quién? Who does he have?
I always gonna be available for whatever he needs. If I see something and he wants me to help him, I can help him. But I think we're gonna have Nestor Corredor. He's a coach, and he's there too. We have Carlos Villanueva in the team too. That he's very smart guy. You see, like there's always gonna be somebody there that I bet you that they're gonna be around him, like just taking care of him and let him know how you stay like in the good role.
Yeah.
Freddie, have you heard anything about your partner in crime? You lost Woodruff. Now you got one left, Corbin Burns. Have you heard anything about him going bye-bye?
No, not yet. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I don't wanna. This is business. I don't wanna lose him as a teammate and as everything. But what I was expecting is that by this time he probably was in another team. That's what I thought. But right now, I haven't heard anything yet. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's gonna stay with us. Hopefully, yes. But because
opening day for you. Hey, opening day for you. If he gets traded, guess what? Freddy Peralta, opening day. Against?
I don't know, maybe.
But, not maybe, because there's no one. It's you. Yeah, it's okay.
We have Wayne Miley too. You see?
Come on.
You're gonna. Come on. You know.
We got. No. But I'm saying no. Don't take it the wrong. I'm saying like we have Miley back. We talked about him before. He's great. He's awesome. I love him, and he knows that too. And he's back in the team, and I'm excited about him too. But I don't know about Corbin. I don't know anything yet, and I don't know what's gonna happen. But he probably. What you guys think? You guys think that he's gonna get traded?
Man, I don't.
I can make one guarantee. How about this? I'll make you a guarantee because Corbin comes on the show all the time, right? Is he going to get traded? That's up to Milwaukee. I think that he probably will, whether it's in the offseason or at the trade deadline. But I can guarantee you this. Corbin Burns will not be a Milwaukee Brewer in 2025. Why? Because he told us. He said the team didn't even make him an extension offer out of respect because they didn't feel like they would be able to give him a number that he is deserved of, right?
Mhm.
And there will be other teams next offseason that will pay him like a big boy contract. Like, I mean, he's looking at, if I had to guess right now, what are we thinking, everyone? In the
200 plus.
Oh yeah, 200 plus, yeah, for sure. I was thinking like if he has a year like he did, say 2 years or 3 years ago, or right, was like a Cy Young-ish type season. I mean, he's probably 250.
What did Cole get?
324, I think is the number.
305.
Damn.
He has more Cy Youngs than Cole had when he signed his contract.
True.
Yeah.
So
I
age.
am with you too. I think that he's gonna be in the 2025. He's not gonna be with the team.
Yeah, end of 24, before 25. Yeah, he'll be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, after this year, that's it.
Freddie, what about your new Jefe? What about Murph? Is he going to be a good manager, or is he not going to be a good manager? Because he's a crazy.
Easy. but it's different. You know him. Like I don't know how he's gonna be. I hope that he doesn't change his personality now, because and I would like him to be the same, the same person how he's been with everybody, because we know that he's like that. I don't wanna see another Murph. I want to see the same Murph that I know. A little crazy, but in the moment, like in the game, he wants to win, and he fights for everybody. So that's what we need. We need to keep winning games.
Freddie, you're in a contract. You're a veteran. Okay, you know Murph well. You can definitely give him shit as he does to everyone else, and that's part of what makes him great and also so comfortable to talk to about anything. And he's just very open book. You have to hold him accountable to be that same person, personality-wise. Sure, the job's going to change, the responsibility. We know all that. And I say this because I heard him on an interview. I heard him, I believe it was on MLB radio, and he was a little more business-like, low-key. And I was like, Murph, I wasn't on, but I'm listening, and I'm going, Murph, don't do that. Don't change.
He should be the same. I'm going to be on him all the time, because he's always on me, like, around all the time. So I'm going to be on him like, hey, you're doing this, and you should. I don't want you to do that. Keep doing what you've been doing, and we all love you. We have you back. It's okay. You're going to be fine.
Exactly. Don't change. Don't change.
I'm excited about him, man. Yeah, I don't want him to change.
Hey, do you collect baseball cards?
Yes.
You do. Do you collect any of yourself?
Oh my God, that's embarrassing. No.
No, that's not embarrassing. All right, so that's perfect, because I want to show you. We have a card here. Look at the card I found. We got this card that we got out of a pack. Look at how beautiful that is. A game-used top-tier relic card. What do you think about that one?
My God, that's beautiful. That's 1 of 1.
No, 231 of 399.
That's still good, though.
We can find a way to get it to you.
Oh, yeah. Now I see. 231 of 399. Oh, that's beautiful. I like.
You like
Hallelujah.
Well, we're gonna have to find a way to send it to you. Okay, we'll get that one to you. Get your first ever card of yourself.
Okay. Yeah, please, because I don't have one.
Hey, look. I have my favorite player. Todd has his.
Right.
Who's that?
Who's that?
Corbin
Corbin Burns.
Yeah.
Well, he is, because I've had his baseball card next to me the whole year. Well, no, I've had his baseball card next to me the whole year. So the thing is Freddie, if we can show that, can we show that card to Freddie again?
Yeah, we can get it up.
Yeah, look, Freddie, you're tipping, by the way. You see your glove, you can see the pitch. You're tipping.
Oh,
I see a slider.
Nah, chance.
Now, fastball.
Nah, that's slider, bro. That's slider grip.
Hey. Are you in the same combo too? Like those players are always like checking on the corner, like he's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing this.
Glove right here. Wait, hold up. Right here, I can see that slider grip. Fastball, a little different. Slider. See it?
If I tip one day, it's not gonna be with the fingers. I don't think it's probably something with the legs or something. I think that I was doing it this year, earlier in the year, and somebody let me know, and then I was like, oh, probably yes, but something with the legs.
Oh wow! So were
But
you
no
better
fingers.
after that?
Yeah, way better. Yeah, that was in the first 2 months of the season, and I was doing the same thing. So I had then when people came to me, people from another team, they came to me, and I was like, oh my god, probably I was trying to see if it was the truth because you never know. And then I have my people from Milwaukee, and I sit with them early one day, and we get to the field early, and we start watching videos, all the videos from different sides. And yes, I was doing something crazy. I was like, oh my god, like crazy, stupid.
That's the good stuff, though, because if
And,
people during the year will be like, "Oh, suddenly he's doing this differently" or whatever, and it's like, nah, you actually didn't know that he was tipping, and then he
yeah,
fixed it, and that's why he's thriving
yeah.
now. So that's good insight,
And
man. I
then
like that.
so when we fixed out, it gave me like confidence, and I was feeling different. Right after I see that, then I was like, okay, I put like everything together, and I was like, okay, I was getting hit because this, and everything changed. Like my mind was different. I was seeing everything different from that day, and in the results, I don't know, it was way different too after that.
Yeah, you're right. In May, your ERA was like in the 5.5 range, and then you started flying
Yes.
after that. So you were
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
wait, they can't hit me. They just have a cheat code right now, and now I fixed it, so they're screwed.
Exactly. Yeah, it was bad. And I feel good about the people that told me that because I wasn't expecting that somebody, were going to say something about it. And they weren't talking, you know, something that wasn't true. It was the truth, and I figured it out. We figured it out together. And then it wasn't anything about pitching, about change of this, because I was feeling good with everything, the whole season, the 2 months, healthy. My velo was great, and I was getting hit easy, and I had no idea why. I was getting a little crazy, and look, it just came from somebody, and I was happy, like, oh, finally.
You can't tell us who, but can you tell us what team?
No.
What division?
No, it's okay.
Shit.
Come on, Freddly, please.
Listen, Kratz, there's no way.
No.
Freddie, don't tell us because that's kind of against the code, dude. Like, I mean, we had friends, and I have friends, and you catch a guy tipping, and you ain't telling them. Dude, you be my best friend. I catch something on you, I'm like,
You're lucky they told you.
yeah,
Freddie.
you got a good friend.
Yeah,
Whoever told you,
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
are
that's
good
why
friends
I'm
of
happy
yours.
about it. That's why
Yeah,
I'm
you
happy
should-
about it. Like,
Should send them a steak dinner or something. Be like, hey, I got you.
yeah,
Freddie.
man, he changed my whole season. He changed everything.
Freddie, hey, if I had a tip on you, I wouldn't even need it. I would smack your fastball so far, Freddie, it would be off of Bernie's slide.
Wow.
Wow.
He's just
Oh my
bringing
God.
this Rowdy day, full scale Rowdy.
Howdy, man. Oh my God, I probably have to give him some love.
Yeah,
Yep.
right in the ribs, Rowdy, right in the ribs.
Yep. He's
Let
on
him know,
tomorrow.
hey,
We'll
because-
tell him.
Okay,
We'll
let
tell
him
him.
know.
I will. We're gonna tell him to look
Oh.
out. And he's thinner now,
Yeah.
right? There's less to hit. He's doing Pilates
Yes.
this off season. So
Oh
look
my
out.
God, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I didn't know
he's gonna be a different man. I'm telling you. He's gonna show up like a
He's gonna
freaking model.
try to steal some bases.
Yeah. He's going for 10
Oh
or
my
1.
God. Oh,
Freddie,
no,
great
no,
to
I
talk
don't
to
think.
you. No. I mean, but hey, we'll see. We'll see what he looks like. That's why we do this face. It's not just audio. We're gonna get a whole checkup from AJ tomorrow on the Pilates and how things are going. We're gonna quiz him. So stay tuned. But
Yep.
Freddie, great to talk to you, man. Great catching up. Keep enjoying your off season. We'll talk soon. All right.
Thank you. All right. Take care, guys. Thank you.
Cheers. We'll see you soon.
Cheers.
Freddy Peralta with us on FT. Awesome. You know what? Let's save that fan queue. It's gonna cause too much time to be taken up right now, so we'll get to it later. I actually would rather spend 30 seconds on this, and then we'll slap hands. But just so you know, it was AJP, which actually is funny, but it's not Pierzynski. Asking about if we need a salary cap and all that. I'll remember to put it for tomorrow.
No.
What did Bryce Harper say?
The answer is no.
Clown question, bro.
Clown question, bro. But
that's why I asked it on my burner.
And no. AJP, no.
That's why I asked it on my burner. I never thought you guys would figure it out.
AJP 12-12.
That's seriously, that's crazy.
No. Well, also Fair Territory covered a little bit this week, Ken, talking about parity in other sports versus ours.
No.
We're winning, so you don't need it, okay? From Fabian Ardia, he said 2 things. Number 1, Shohei's press conference will be 3 p.m., the club says, on Thursday. I don't know if that's Eastern or Western, but we'll find out. If it's 3 Pacific, it would be 6, so we'll cover it on Friday. And then Yoshi Yamamoto's meeting with the Dodgers featured Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani. They were bringing out all the stops and many more. So, yeah, they were coming in hot. They were like, yo, you want a super team? Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. Anyway, let's slap. Kratz hats, what do you got?
Simple.
They got Jung Hoo Lee. They still got to do more, though. Conforto, he might have a bounce back year. They still need a big splash, but where's that splash at? Can Bellinger do it? He's played there a ton as a Dodger. Will they make the right move and go after Bellinger?
Is that the right move?
You don't say. Almost has to be. Whether it's the right move or not, it almost has to be.
They need pitching too. I mean, they need a
lot.
They're
not getting Yamamoto.
Snell? Haven't heard much about him.
I like it. I think Snell wants to be on the West Coast too. I like it.
Seattle guy.
He wanted to play in Seattle.
I know. I was on a radio station.
He actually said he wanted to play in
the
Seattle.
Mariners will get Snell. He wants to be in Seattle. I'm like, no,
not anymore.
He's gonna cost $35 a year. No, whatever it is, they ain't paying for it. So good stuff today. And hey, Todd, that card that you showed Freddie led to the tipping story, which was really freaking cool. So
there we go.
Good shit. We'll send it to him. He gets a card for showing us a little something about the inner workings of tipping in baseball.
I like that Freddie. I like that Freddie called AJ out. He said, you're that guy. You're one of those guys who hold. He sees something. You're one of those guys who stand on the side. Like, absolutely. Who doesn't want the answers to the test?
Yeah.
And lastly, who do we got?
I damn sure ain't telling nobody. I mean, on my team, I might tell somebody, but that's it.
Facts.
Rowdy Tellez, Lance Lynn, and AJ, you want to say it?
The man, the legend, Bob Costa's coming on.
The strong 3 for.
By the way, Lance texted me and said, I want to come on. I'm bored. I need to talk shit. So heads up. Who knows what the hell he's going to say. That was his exact quote. When can I come on? I'm bored and I need to talk some shit.
Oh, get ready, people. Shit talking Thursday. We'll see you then. Bye, Freddy.
Look at that slider. Look at that slider grip.